first light of the day. Get that first light of the day into your eyes. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. Literally, the Daybreak Show. Literally. Heading back to Philly after a long family trip. I'll be exploring some issues and topics when I get back, and I have time to reflect on some things. Man, I got a lot of reflecting to do. This is what you do right here. A couple lessons I've learned already. When you want to write, you need to get away. You can't be around people. When you want to create content, you got to get away from people. You can't just have like a little time where you break away, close the door behind you. You actually need to have silence. You need to be alone. You need to be alone. I really think that's the key, is that you have to be alone. Friends, family, can impede the creativity process. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. You got to have both. You got to have alone time from your family, from your love. But I will tell you that time away from people does create desire. Distance does create desire. The more I'm away from my family, the more it builds desire to want to come back and see them. If you're away from your lover, your spouse, your girlfriend, you need that space. Distance creates desire. Same thing with food. Think about it. You give up certain things, you sacrifice certain things. The benefit comes from the discipline of not having those things. The sugar, the coffee. Like if you ever did like a coffee fast, one of the things that you notice is that the first cup of coffee you have after being off of it for a while tastes so good. I had a couple pieces of pizza. I haven't eaten pizza forever. And my God, it was so good. So good. Distance creates desire. Several years ago, I came up with the concept of relationship fasting, which is a play on the concept of intermittent fasting. 16:9. No, not 16:9. That's the proportions of a YouTube thumbnail. 18:6. Oh, that's funny. I was creating YouTube thumbnails and I had 16:9 landscape on my mind. Anyways, long story short, you need space. As Khalil Gibran says, let there be spaces in your togetherness. And that's with anything. That's with people. That's with jobs. That's with food. That's with your vices. That's with everything. Distance creates desire. Build distance and spaces between you and everything. Everything. You will not be able to think clear with just, if you're constantly gorging on food, constantly, which I did for most of my life, you're just always full. You're always satisfied, and there's nothing like having a little bit of hunger. There's nothing like creating desire, manufacturing desire, and then you appreciate it more. When you're away from people for a finite period of time, when you do see them, you appreciate them more. Food, everything, you name it. Your own bed, your own pillow. I go through this thing where when I travel, I never totally sleep well, never, because it's not my own bed. And just when I have a good night's sleep, then it's time to return. I'm telling you, get the first light of the day. Do it. So important. So important. I enjoy sunsets, but man, give me a sunrise any day of the week. What other thoughts? It's better to be alone than to be with people who don't appreciate you. That's all I have to say about that. Better to be alone and be content by yourself than to be with people who don't appreciate you, or a person who doesn't appreciate you. Silently plan, swiftly execute. That doesn't mean you bail out every single time you have a difficulty. Come on. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about being a quitter. I'm talking about optimizing your life. Very short daybreak show today. I hope you're doing well. I'll catch up with you soon. The daybreak show will be coming back on a regular basis. What else? There we go. I love that first light. That is so beautiful. Newsletter starting up. Looking forward to communicating with, true fans. True fans. Looking forward to firing my boss this year. Completely firing him. YouTube was not the answer for me. I thought it was. It's not the answer. Podcasting can be one of the answers, but it's not the answer. With all the wokeness, shadow banning, cancel culture, and all that bullshit, it's like, I want to take charge of my future, so I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Good luck with that, bro. Good luck with that. That's too funny. I'm a slow learner when it comes to that kind of stuff. YouTube used to be a viable source of income for me. I can't rely on it anymore because of the wokeness. It's just unbelievable. All right, time for me to stop by Mom and Dad's, sit down, have a cup of coffee, and get ready to get to the airport. Hope you're having a great day. I wish I could have met some of you in Florida, but this ended up being a family trip, only getting out a few times to have some fun and a little break, a few evenings in the past couple weeks. And I got a lot of thinking to do about family. Man, some of the conclusions that I've come to in the past couple weeks, how, like for instance, like my oldest son, I got 3 kids. My oldest son, it was his birthday. I just sent him a text. I didn't hear from him for a while. Sent him a text. Happy birthday, LA. His nickname is LA. LA. Happy birthday, LA. Hope it was a good day for you. About 11:30 at night, text comes back, says, thanks, Dad. Just like, it's funny. I appreciated that morsel. 2 words. Thanks, Dad. And that was cool. That was really cool. Another conclusion I came to, I'm a better father than I was a husband. But the problem is, if you're with a woman who's determined to get back at you, tit for tat, even the score, all that bullshit, she will come in between you and your kids. And that shit lasts a long time. And your kids will think that you're the problem. And it may take years, may take decades for your own children to realize that you were not the problem. Better late than never. Or you might have to just suck up the fact you're not going to have the relationship with your family like you wanted. Idealism kills people. Add Christian to that. Christian idealism kills you faster. That is why I've been teaching for years. See the world as it is, not how you want it to be. That right there, if I could sum up everything I've done on social media for men, that is the one truth that I want you to have. See the world as it is, not how you want it to be. And that's in everything. Have high expectations for yourself and no expectations for anyone else. And don't tolerate disrespect and bullshit anywhere in life. Doesn't matter who it is. And with that, finish your coffee, and I will see you on the next Daybreak show. The only home of sanity, clarity, and reason.